In the rolling green hills of South Wales, not far from the bustling port of Cardiff, stood a small two-bedroom cottage. Perched atop a windswept hill, it had been empty since 1763. For 6 long years, the wind howled around its stone walls and rain lashed against its slate roof. Locals whispered tales about the place, some saying it was haunted, others that it was simply forgotten by time. The garden had grown wild, with thorny brambles guarding the door like sentinels. Then came a night in 1769. The rain was a living thing, tearing at the trees and almost flooding everywhere. It was on this very night that a 29-year-old woman named Isolda found herself seeking shelter from the storm. Isolda had known nothing but hardship. Homeless and with only the tattered clothes on her back, she was bone-tired and chilled to the core. The distant lights of Cardiff seemed a world away. As she stumbled through the darkness, the silhouette of the cottage on the hill appeared like a ghost. For her, it wasn't a place of spirits, but a potential refuge. With numb fingers, she pushed against the heavy wooden door. To her surprise, it creaked open just enough for her to slip inside. The air within was stale and thick with the smell of dust and damp earth. A sliver of moonlight pierced through a grimy window, illuminating a room frozen in time. A thick layer of dust covered everything. A simple wooden table, 2 chairs, and a cold, empty fireplace. It was bleak, but it was a roof over her head. Shivering, Isolda explored the small house. In the second bedroom, she found an old straw mattress, which felt like a luxury. As she collapsed onto it, her hand brushed against something hard and uneven beneath the thin fabric. Curiosity piqued. She felt around and pulled out a small, heavy, leather-bound book. It wasn't a diary or a ledger. The pages were filled with intricate drawings of plants, flowers, and herbs, alongside handwritten notes in elegant script. It was a detailed herbalist's guide, describing remedies for all sorts of ailments. Tucked into the back of the book was a small, folded piece of parchment. Unfolding it, she saw it was a letter. It began, "To whoever finds this home, may it shelter you as it has me." The letter was from the previous owner, a woman named Isolda. She wrote that she was a healer and had to leave suddenly. She left behind her life's work, her knowledge of the land's natural medicines. The letter ended with a simple, powerful message: use this knowledge to help others. The true wealth is not in coin, but in compassion. The garden holds all you need. The next morning, the storm had passed, leaving the world washed clean. Isolda looked out at the overgrown garden. It wasn't just weeds and brambles. With the herbalist's book in hand, she started to see it differently. She recognized the vibrant purple of foxglove, the sunny yellow of St. John's wort, and the delicate white flowers of yarrow. It was a living pharmacy, just as Isolda had written. Inspired by a hope she hadn't felt in years, Isolda set to work. She tidied the cottage, aired out the rooms, and started tending to the garden. It was back-breaking labor, but it filled her with purpose. Day by day, she studied Isolda's book, cross-referencing the drawings with the plants she found. She learned how to prepare poultices, tinctures, and teas. She discovered which leaves could soothe a fever, which roots could ease a cough, and which flowers could calm an anxious heart. Slowly, word began to spread. A farmer from a nearby village had a daughter with a persistent cough that no doctor could cure. Desperate, he heard whispers of a woman on the hill who had a way with herbs. He hesitantly made the journey to the cottage. Isolda, though nervous, prepared a syrup from thyme and honey, just as the book instructed. Within days, the girl's cough was gone. This was just the beginning. Soon, a small but steady stream of people made their way to her door. A shepherd with a wounded hand, a mother with a fretful baby, an old man with aching joints. Isolda never asked for payment. She remembered Isolda's words and her own years of poverty. She simply gave what she could, offering a warm smile and a carefully prepared remedy. In return, the villagers brought her what they could spare: a loaf of bread, a sack of potatoes, some fresh milk, or a bundle of firewood. Her small cottage was no longer cold and empty. It was filled with warmth and the gentle hum of gratitude. Hilara's reputation grew, and she became known throughout the region not by her name, but as the Lady of the Hill. She wasn't a witch or a mystic, but a kind, knowledgeable woman who understood the healing power of nature. She taught the local children which berries were safe to eat and which flowers could soothe the bee sting. She showed mothers how to make chamomile tea to help their babies sleep. She was a pillar of the community, a beacon of hope. Years passed, and Elara grew old in the little cottage on the hill. Her hands, once soft, were now wrinkled and stained from years of working with the earth. But her eyes still held the same spark of kindness and compassion. The wild garden was now a beautifully tended plot, bursting with life and color, a testament to her dedication. She never amassed any wealth in the traditional sense. Her riches were in the countless lives she had touched, the suffering she had eased, and the communities she had helped to build. When Elara finally passed away, peacefully in her sleep, the entire region mourned. But her story didn't end there. It transformed into a legend. The legend of the Lady of the Hill. The villagers she had taught passed down her knowledge to their children and their children's children. Her story became a heartwarming tale told around fireplaces on cold winter nights, a story about how a moment of desperation on a stormy night led to a lifetime of kindness. The cottage on the hill eventually fell back into disrepair, reclaimed by the nature that had given Elara her purpose. But her spirit lived on. Her legend serves as a beautiful reminder that your circumstances don't define you. It shows that true wealth is found in kindness, and that one person, armed with knowledge and a compassionate heart, can change the world for the better, one small act at a time. The Lady of the Hill proved that even from the deepest poverty, a legacy of love and healing can grow. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from history. We'll see you in the next video.